Welcome back, y'all. Conscious Ignorance, the podcast. We have special guests today for Entrepreneur Month. We have Shantae. Shantae,
can she get a last name? Jesus Christ.
Shantae Goodwin.
Is she Beyonce? She's one name short alone.
I wanted the whole government out there for the world.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
You already said it on the drop.
I'm just fucking. He wasn't here.
He wasn't.
You could have had me.
Could have.
Got the usual group here. Got Tom. Got JC. Got Finesse here. Zach here today. Decided to get out the house.
Shout out to Zach. Thank you for all your help.
Absolutely.
Nigga.
You are exactly. Tell him appreciate it.
He doesn't like calling. He doesn't like being called
your
young
perfection.
Zax. Right. He told me, he's like, oh, you gotta stop that, young Zax.
I just don't like y'all to start being nice to me.
That's the only reason they want you around.
When have we been mean?
Tell them you're going somewhere else and see how they act.
Jesus Christ, we've been mean to young Zax.
I could have sworn we were nice to young Zax.
Could have sworn too. I don't know.
This generation.
Maybe because we're mean we thought it was.
He told me, he said, you know, this is the first time you ever said you was proud of me. I was like, sorry. Sorry about that.
You want more of them? Go to Penn State.
That ain't real.
Got a whole lot of them in
A whole lot of
Penn
attaboys
State.
at Penn State.
All right, but we got Shantae here today. Tell us a little bit about her IT business and how she all started. So we're just going to get right into it. So where did Your Way Solutions start at? Where did the idea become, all right, let's go ahead and do this?
Okay. So, it started in high school. It was actually Your Way Computer Services. So I did just family, friends. You already know, built your father computer, built
What
your
school did you go
computer.
to?
Had
What high
Zachary
school?
watching me all on my back.
What high school did you go to?
Sulin High School. You know what high school I went to.
I mean, the
You want
people
to
don't
know.
know.
I was about to say, you better know I went to Sulin. So yeah, went to Sulin High School. It actually started in a program called the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, NIFTY.
Okay.
So that's a program that's in a lot of low to medium income high schools. Virginia, D.C., Maryland, and globally. Okay. So they teach entrepreneurship and they teach how to, write your business plan, how to present, how to do public speaking, all that good stuff. So surprisingly, Sulin had it.
I ain't no Sulin had these kind of things over there.
People sleep on Sulin. So Sulin had that, the entrepreneurship, and then they also had the VOTEC. That's why these technical courses are important. Because not everybody want to go to college.
Right.
So the VOTEC is where I learned the computer side. So I actually learned how to fix them and all of that. I was supposed to be learning networking. But of course, Sulin, we ain't had the actual equipment for me to get certified, actually learn the networking side. So we ended up just fixing computers.
Okay.
So your IT business is more focused on fixing computers and if something breaks in my computer, you'll be able to fix it or you'll be able to find out what it is or the diagnostic.
That's where I started, but no, we're not there no more.
Oh, you
leveled
up.
Had to level up.
Okay.
So I started there, when I was in high school,
right.
Fixing family, friends, computers, stuff like that. Went on to college and kept fixing them. Had some of my classmates fixing the computers.
Right.
But then I would say in about 2011, I switched over. No, actually earlier than that, 2007, I switched over to doing businesses. Okay. Because that's where the actual money was. Fixing the computers, I was maybe charging like $25, just to fix your computer, $100 to build it, stuff like that. But the money was actually in creating what's known as monthly recurring revenue. So a set price.
Right.
So I switched over to the business side of supporting business computers and serving help desk and doing that side of it.
Okay.
And back then it was just charging them, you want 4 hours a month, it's $100 an hour.
Right.
Pay me $400 a month, done. So I know for sure I got a set $400 coming in.
Right.
So that's how I started off and got to the business side of it.
Okay.
So where are we at today with it?
So today it's similar, but our industry has definitely changed the pricing model.
Okay.
Definitely very important to keep up with your pricing strategy for your industry, and however it's going to change. So like I said, we started off doing hourly, doing block time. That's what it was called. Pay for 4 hours, 8 hours, depending on how big your company was.
Okay.
So now we are now known as managed service providers.
Okay.
So we provide a bundle of services, but still at a flat rate. But it's based on how many computers you have or how many staff member you have.
Okay.
And then you get like a whole package of services at this set price. So that way I'm not trying to figure out, all right, how much does it cost for an hour of a service desk person? How much does it cost for an hour of a trainer? Like nobody got time to figure all that out.
Right.
And the customers don't want to see no long ass invoice with all these line items.
Right.
So if you can package it into something and say, all right, pay this monthly. So that's where we are now. Up to 15 clients.
Okay.
We've done government subcontracting. We now have staff. You know, I'm trying to outsource and delegate as much as possible. That's the goal for 2020.
So like transition from not Sorrento, but from Suitland to college. What did you major in school?
So I majored in. So I went to Clark Atlanta University first for 1 year, but I was majoring in business. But what I realized down there is I really couldn't keep my business up here going, and I'm all the way in Atlanta.
Right.
So even though I hired one of my classmates, so if anybody would call, I would just send her out. Shout out to Rhea, one of my very first people that actually worked with me and was like servicing the clients while I was away.
Okay.
So, but then I decided to come home, so switched to GW.
Okay.
Transferred to GW, majored in business administration and concentration in management information systems.
Okay.
I should have did a concentration in entrepreneurship though.
Why do you think that? What do you think would have been different about that?
The management information systems, I learned the computer industry. I learned coding and all that stuff that have no intention of doing today.
Right.
I should have learned the entrepreneurship side, because there's a difference between a small business owner and an entrepreneur.
What do you think the difference is?
So a small business owner is actually working in the day-to-day. And a lot of us are still small business owners because our businesses are small.
Right.
But the entrepreneur is thinking more high level strategy. All right, this is one of my businesses.
Right.
What do I need to do to delegate to get the right people in the right places so that this business can grow and then I can go into this.
So you don't have to have the expertise in the actual field.
So I don't need the full expertise in computers.
Right. So
I should have got it in entrepreneurship.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so I guess, what's some of the challenges especially like starting off the business? I guess, when did you start seeing, they say most businesses don't like turn a profit for like 2 to 5 years or something like that. When did you start seeing results in the business? What was like one of the biggest challenges starting out?
The biggest challenges starting out? I think it was definitely time management, because it was just me. And I had, at that time, I think I had 2 clients, and I was still working my full-time job.
Okay.
So this is while when I was at GW, I was working 2 jobs. So I was working one that was like up the street, and the other part-time was like, down maybe a block or so. So that was, I would say, them 2, what I did is I ended up working for them 2, and then I turned them 2 into a customer. So they love me so much that they don't care if you're a W-2 or a contractor.
Right.
So switch over paperwork.
Right.
So I was like, boom, I still want to have you as as a resource, as a customer, but I'm starting a business, so I need to not be your employee anymore. Now I need you to pay me in a different way. I just need you to, so it's just learning that, and people appreciate it when you walk in, you know what you're talking about. Like, do your homework. Yeah. Like, this is your industry, this is what you want to be in, do your homework, figure it out. So just, let them know, all right, I'm going out on my own. I want to switch from being an employee to being a contractor. Right. And that's how my first 3 customers, that's how I got all of them. I worked at all 3 of those locations. Okay. And then switched them over to a contractor.
So are you mainly just like supporting their IT infrastructure? So like.
Yep. So we do all the help desk support. So we're the people that when you at work and your computer not working and you call that number, that's us. Okay. So we the people that's also keeping your computers healthy in the background. We doing all the patches, updates, backups, as well as doing any projects if you got new firewalls and stuff to put in, stuff like that. So that's on the high level. For our smaller businesses, I would say the most important thing we do is automation. Okay. So I'm looking at, even as we came here, I'm looking at, all right, how y'all doing all of this? Yeah. Is there any technology that we can put in place that would make this easier for y'all? Right. Is there any technology we can put in place where we can automate something?
Right. Definitely figure that shit out.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what
what you come up with.
Always want to.
What you see?
We're gonna talk later. And I'll let you know my fee. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek, and then the free trial. Right.
Oh, okay.
Just send all invoices to this address.
Exactly.
Just send all invoices to this address.
That should be returned to sender.
So I would say that was the hardest thing for me, was time management, and that's what I realized real early. Is like, if I'm gonna do this with just me, I gotta automate everything. Right, I need a process in place. Yeah. I need to email you the invoice. I need you to pay me online. I need you to that to go automatically go on my bank account, whatever it is. I ain't got time to be going to the bank. Like, you're cutting away from time. I could be doing other stuff. Right. So time management, especially while you're small, you got to do a lot of shit. Like, you got to do everything in the whole company. You don't have any staff.
Right.
So automate and look at, all right, now going forward, if I'm trying to grow, what people, process, and technology do I need to get to that next level? As an entrepreneur, you're thinking high level. Who can I put to do this? I got to do it now, fine. I'm still a small business owner.
Right.
But my mindset is, all right, how is this being done and who can I get to do this? That ain't me. So I can do something else because nobody wants to do the inside stuff.
Yeah.
But there's some people who do just want to be small business owners.
Right.
Who literally just want to do that. They want to bake cakes all day. They have no desire to open another
Franchise
business or franchise it. And that's fine too. You know, you got to figure out what works for you and what do you really want to be.
So long term, I guess for your way, like, would you sell the company if somebody wanted to buy it? Like, because you know you just got your real estate license, and that's something else you're trying to tackle, and that takes a lot of time and energy. So, like, I guess, are you looking to put somebody as would you sell the company to somebody, or would you just bring somebody in to run day-to-day operations, and that way you still getting paid? You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess what's the goals for your way?
So I would never. So we've actually had offers to buy.
Okay, for real?
Yeah, we had one that was at $1 million. I'm putting it out there. It's conscious ignorance, right? All right. So yeah, it was $1 million. So, it was one out there. He was offering $1 million, but to me, all that was okay. I got something here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what we fuck
What are you
up.
thinking?
We fuck up because we sell out.
The chat.
You know. Nah, that's why I ain't tell nobody. Y'all wasn't about to persuade me to sell my baby.
I would have been at your house every day. I would have been
sell.
We can start another one.
Think about the Mozzies we can buy.
Oh my god.
So that's the thing. Like my customers, they like family. Like if I was to sell and they started getting horrible service, I don't care how much money I made. Like I'm embarrassed at this point.
Right.
My name is on this, building this company. You know what I'm saying? That's more important. Plus, that's where we get in trouble. We keep selling everything, so we don't own shit.
So you would like definitely. So I guess
I'm not even gonna be the CEO. I'm hiring a CEO.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you would hire a CEO.
So
and
my
then
goal
you
is
still
to
get
just
a
be on
check.
the board.
You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
you see, that'll.
I need to just be on the board. Just give me the high level reports. Tell me how we doing. I got questions.
I come in running, a little something. Just put me on payroll.
There you go.
Put me on payroll.
Hey, I'm looking at. I'm trying to with your way. I want to delegate everything, and it took me. I would say. I just realized maybe like 2 years ago that I really didn't want to run your way.
Right.
Like that was my baby. It's my bread and butter.
Right.
But that's when I realized like what true entrepreneurship was, because I don't want to do the operations anymore. I don't want to do the inside stuff. I'm just good at it.
We talk about this. The minimum amount of work with the most amount of.
Entrepreneur.
But you have to lay the ground. She laid the ground.
You have to.
Yeah, you gotta put the work in early
you
for
have
sure.
to.
But at the end of the day, you want to do the minimum amount of work with the most amount of profit at the end.
Exactly. And the key is to reinvest that profit. So if you want,
exactly.
so as soon as you got some profit, what can we delegate? Who can we hire? What type of software can we get?
When did you make that transition to say, all right, I'm gonna quit this job and go all in? Like I guess. Was it for you like
some people are scared to take that?
Yeah,
that leap.
take that leap. Like I guess because some people are like, well, I still need this income coming in. It's like when you're an entrepreneur, you're working for yourself or whatever. So like I guess how much was you making? Did you say that like I'm making this amount of money, I can cover everything, so I'm gonna quit my job, or was it just like a timing thing?
For
some
me,
people
it was a
sporadic
mixture
and
of
they
both.
just like
it was a mixture of both. So I had a plan. For me, I was working. No, I had two customers at that point. That's when I had switched them over to being contractors. Okay. But I was still pretty much working both jobs. It was like just having a job. So I made the decision to leave that and go to a company that does they have more people, more staff, and a bigger IT team. Because I knew that I needed a team to do this, right? So let me go learn how to manage a team.
Right.
So I went in as a service desk coordinator. Service desk coordinator's job is just to manage all them techs.
Right.
Keep stuff flowing, make sure the process is right, make sure the customers are happy. The shit you're going to have to do as the owner.
Right.
So I needed to learn that on a grander scale. So I said, all right, cool, let me go work for a company that's doing this. Okay. Or work for a company in that department of what I'm trying to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then I worked there, but I told him, I was upfront with him. I have my own IT business. And I don't plan to be your employee forever.
Right.
So, but
they still hired you? Jeez.
Yeah. They said the question that got them was, they was like, what's one of the first things you do when you come in to a new job? And I said, first I sit back and I look at how everything's moving.
Right.
What's the process? Who the people? What software they use? And how is everything connected? and then where can we improve it?
Right.
You know, and that's what you're looking for is somebody that's supposed to be coordinating this department.
Mm-hmm.
You know, looking at that. So it was, you know, I learned a lot there. I learned how to do a lot more on the process side, actual certifications, ISO certifications. So now the company, not only do we do the help desk and stuff, but we also help other larger companies that are 10 times my size, more money than me. We help their service desk department figure out how to get the right people. And write their documentation, look at their processes, train their service desk. Like we're going out, we're training.
When did you make the leap and say, I'm out, I'm working for
tell
myself?
you, I'm about to tie it all together for you.
About to bring it all full circle.
How much money was being made?
I know, he want the gym without the story.
We need numbers.
All right, got you. So this company, I'm telling you, I went to work for. The
Okay.
company is larger than me. So I quit that after 2 years.
All right.
I was out of college in 2010.
Okay.
I quit that job in 2012.
Okay.
I bought the house in 2011.
How old was you? You bought your first house?
23. So fucking terrified.
Damn.
Fuck. We is
Fucking terrified. So I was fucking terrified. So what I did to make that leap is I got the business enough income that it could finally support me. So while I was working full time out there, I still had those customers going.
Right.
And I just hired a tech to service those customers while my full time was going to me.
Right.
And then once I had enough customers that I could pay myself plus my tech, then I quit.
Okay.
So I ain't saved shit. That was the problem. I was terrified.
Tell them.
I ain't
so
had
you
no
got-
emergency. I ain't
Right.
saved shit. I
when
raised
you
my
got your-
income.
I think you told me the story before about like, because when you first, I remember, I guess vaguely, like you got your first contract, and I think it was like, was it 100,000 or something like you told me? You told me that
Yeah.
it was like for 100,000. You was like. You was just going. You was like, I think it was fresh out of college, so you was going out just buying any.
I was fucking. That was our first government contract. Man.
And so like, walk me through that. So like, I guess how would you?
Did you just win a contract? Like, did you go
Nah.
bid
So
for it?
I mean,
it's gonna go all the way back to networking and connections. So
Okay.
a guy that I met at the business plan competition, I told you I was in Nifty.
Yeah.
I went to work for his company as his intern.
Okay.
He turned into my client. And then he also helped me go to GW and all of that.
Right.
So keeping that connection, keeping that network going is what actually allowed me to grow the business. So he is actually the one that gave me that $100,000 contract. About who you know. So he had a prime on something. He know I do help desk. They need like one help desk person. Boom, I can handle that. Threw it to me.
oh shit,
100,000.
Good.
100,000.
Yeah, half of that is you
And
paying
then
your
it was
tech,
swipe,
half that's you.
swipe, swipe, swipe. I was on Grey Goose back then. So. I was on Hypnog and Grey Goose back then.
That's that fight juice.
Just turned 21 not too long ago.
And you had just turned 21 when you got. So basically,
Yeah.
at 21, you was technically your business had grossed 100,000. You yourself.
No, she had to pay her tech first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
your tech person.
There you go. So it don't matter how big that contract is.
Right.
It don't matter. The tech itself is maybe 40, 50.
Yeah.
Right.
Then I gotta pay myself.
Right.
You know, plus
Yeah.
any software we got.
I mean, but I feel like still at 21.
That's why your operating
I
costs.
feel like that's definitely still a big deal though. Like at 21, getting 100,000.
Oh yeah,
And then-
I was fucking rich in my mind. Over for you bitches. Yeah, over.
So I guess 21. Is there anything? You just had your 30th. So
30, 31.
Damn, your birthday
Right.
be coming fast.
I know.
But is there anything 21,
same time every
21
year.
year old, or 30-year-old Tay would tell 21-year-old who just got that 100,000, especially like, because now you're trying to get better with your money management and stuff like that. Is there anything you would have done differently?
Yeah, I would have said buy more houses.
Buy more houses.
Fuck yeah. Because we
Like-
had money. 21-year-old had money to blow. The bills was low. You know,
Right,
it
yeah.
wasn't a lot going on. Like, yeah. So I had money to spend back then, and I should have bought
Spend it
another
more wisely.
property. You know, because that's what helped out 30-year-old Shantae was the house that 23-year-old Shantae bought.
Right.
Because that's what I told you. I refinanced and, got money out to fix the house up, got money to pay off all my credit cards, all the fucked up shit I did in my 20s. It was like, thank you, you put an insurance plan in place, and we wiped that shit clean, and now we start over. So now I can be
How you
smarter
do it?
about that shit.
Now, I mean, so 30-year-olds
Yeah.
are definitely like into just having better money management skills
Hell
than,
yeah.
than 21 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, we was talking about this yesterday in reference to starting we was talking. Yeah, well, that's something he talks about a lot.
Okay.
Contracting company, I guess, and your way works do you still do the government contracts, or cause y'all had to do most so nonprofits, right?
Yeah. So
Is the money, what's the difference? Is the money better with nonprofits or?
no, I'm not necessarily. It really depends on how much you got to do more. On the commercial side, you gotta get more customers or a higher level of customers. On the government side, you can get $1 million contract easy off of a 25 person agency.
Yeah.
So it's different. That's what you gotta learn. You gotta learn the rules of the game in whatever industry you're in. How does all of it work? So on the government side, you're gonna make more money. The downside of it is they going to pay you. They gotta pay you. That's a plus. But they're gonna pay you when they want to pay you. So it may be net 90. So that means you're not getting. You may do the work on this day. You're not getting paid for 90 days and after that. And you got employees to pay. So that's where financing comes in. You need a line of credit to be able to float yourself until the government decides to pay you. Whereas on the commercial side, you set your own rules.
Do you think it'll be a lot of dealing with the government? It'll be a lot of cash flow problems.
Yeah, so the government having a government contract and growing too fast can take a business under because of cash flow problems. Growing too fast. You get too many government contracts, you're not getting paid till net 90. Payroll is due on the 1st and the 15th.
Right.
Every 2 weeks for some companies.
You
gotta pay your people.
I think there's a problem with, I guess, I would say like a lot of millennials, because we want to start shit, grow shit, kind of like all at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, it can hurt you trying to grow too fast, especially if you ain't really been in business too long, so you really don't know how to navigate these waters that you in now. So like I can see cash flow definitely being like like a big deal.
So
cash flow is huge.
I would say, so what would you? I guess what would be the set limit price that you would tell someone to save before they go into business with themselves? Because like you just said, there's a 90-day period when they pay you, and you can't live off waiting for a check that's 90 days. So what's like the amount a person should save until they start their own business?
Well, they say, what is it, like 3 to 4 times your salary plus expense, minus your expenses, blah blah blah. No, we're not about to save that much. We have to be able to live. We have to go out. We have to actually have fun while we're doing this.
Right.
So the answer is no. I'm not gonna be able to save that much. So I think I would probably say
The line of credit.
Yeah, the line of credit. So that's what I learned is actually having a good credit score. Like you can actually expand. Not all debt is bad debt. You know what I'm saying? So especially with real estate, even getting a mortgage, that's a good debt. You can actually take money from it. So with the line of credit, you can definitely float yourself as long as you got the cash coming in to pay it off.
Right.
Where people get in trouble is when they overutilize their line of credit. And now it's pretty much they got a credit card they owe on the business side.
Right.
Something.
But,
I mean, I know.
Yeah.
So like, I guess I know Navy Federal. I don't know if Navy Federal even do the line of credit anymore. But would you get like a loan? Like, do you recommend, I guess, getting a loan for your business? Because but the thing with loans, even with loans, you gotta put like 20%. What is it? 20% down.
It depends on the loan.
On the business loan.
Yeah.
Depends on.
It depends on everybody's situation. And what I say is that's I would say one of my weak points is on the finance side, and that's why it's important to know your weaknesses and delegate where possible. What we all need is a financial advisor, somebody to give us the answer to this that actually know the finance stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can say what I believe, and that person can say what would work for them, and what worked for me may not work for you.
Right.
You're in a whole nother industry. You may need that loan because you got to buy this up front. Big equipment. For me, I'm do services, so I don't need anything large. All I need is my computer. So how you get your financing, it really depends on your industry. It depends on you individually. Do you have good credit and you can get a line of credit with the business side? Or do you need to borrow some money from your parents?
Right.
So it depends on everybody's individual situation, and that's where a financial advisor comes in. So, and most people don't know financial advisors, most of the time there's no cost up front. Where they get paid is based on, whatever you're making on the back end, whether it's stocks you're investing in or whatever. So it ain't like you coming out your pocket for anything.
Right.
And most of the banks, Navy Federal and them, you can literally walk in and say, here's my situation where I am, here's where I'm trying to go. And they have financial advisors that will actually sit down with you at no cost. So it's just taking advantage of those resources and realizing where you're weak and then getting somebody else to fucking do it. Like, that's it. I'm not about to try to learn everything.
Right.
I can't. I got bigger shit to do.
Yeah,
I do this for multiple businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much growth have you seen over the years with your company? I know you said your main clients are like nonprofits and stuff like that. Like, like what's the are you seeing growth? Or like, where do you plan to head the business to? Like, do you want it to be like a, a big office building somewhere, or like, do you plan on keeping it like a small business or something like that?
Yeah, it's really going to depend on, I would say,
Your office ever in
it's in Largo.
Okay.
So we're right there in Largo. I'm excited about the new hospital coming in the business center. Definitely going to target them.
Okay. Did they already open up those for you?
No, they're still building it.
Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't tore the boulevard down. Though.
Yeah, I know the hospital. I seen the hospital already put up. So.
So you made me forget your question. y'all keep going off topic. I be trying to.
No, I was saying like how much growth have you seen within the company since you started it, and like what kind of growth do you plan or do you want to envision the company at? Like,
Gotcha.
How many employees basically do you want to see your company grow to?
For me, it's my immediate goal. I want the company to grow as large as it can.
Okay.
But my immediate goal is how many people do I need before I ain't got to be here every day. Straight like that, right? Yeah. And so for me, I think it was like maybe one in each department, somebody heading each thing, but then also having somebody over all of them, so that way they're not coming to me directly, and I can focus on what the CEO's job is. I can focus on sales and business development and bringing in more customers.
Right.
So that's really where my focus is right now. So about 10 people. Okay. I think that'll be a comfortable number where I would say, all right, let me hand this over to somebody, and then I want you to follow this. I already put the game plan in place. The roadmap is laid.
Right. Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up, because that's the biggest thing. As a CEO, you have to trust people. You got to trust your team. Yeah. Or you're never gonna be able to be on that beach or wherever you want to be while your company's still making money. Mm-hmm. If you constantly getting phone calls, or people that's on the ground can't do their job. So yeah, for me, I think about 10 people.
10 more? You saying 10 more people?
10 total. 10 total. Yeah, because I want the the headquarters staff too. So finance person, a salesperson, all that. In addition to the techs I got to do for the clients. Right. So a good 10 people. I would say it's probably be half and half. Half is like headquarters core staff. Other half is techs available.
Would you have any like I guess recommendations for somebody who wants to start like a IT business, or like kind of like a how-to guide for how you would have somebody if somebody came to you and asked you today, how do you start? The first thing you telling them to do? What's the first thing you would tell them to do?
So I would say even if it's not an IT company, any business, you gotta learn the game, learn the industry. What's the rules? How does it work? How do they bill? How do the customers like to pay? Who are the target customers? Who's actually buying this? Right. Who's actually watching this? And really get some information about who that is and what they're looking for. Learn the rules of the game. Learn your industry. Learn everything you can, and then figure out where you want to be in your industry. So you got to break it down now. So you may have the entertainment industry, but then you got to break it down. So am I going into film? Am I going into music? Am I going into whatever? Yeah. And then same thing. Just go deeper and deeper and master. At least knowing what's going on. Right. You ain't got to master doing it. Just master knowing what's going on. And then from there, for us in IT, this is where everybody's going to be different. For us in IT, it's certifications. So then I'm going to...
Yeah, I've been studying for it.
Yeah, so for us in IT, it's certifications. A lot of other industries are licensed, things like that. So, yeah, if you learn this stuff now.
I'm just trying to get Jay to start his own IT business.
Absolutely.
He won't do it. And
so you already know the industry. If you work in it, you know the industry already. You got your certs. Now you just got to learn the business side.
I need you to be
business has always been his thing. I've never.
That's what people don't realize. Starting a business not for everybody.
He needs to start.
Then he needs to partner with someone who knows the business side and let him do his thing on the tech side.
You can start this IT company, and I can be your liaison for all things IT. But me personally, I've never really wanted
all it is the operating agreement. Some people,
company.
You want to go to work every day for 40 years working for somebody else?
He working for himself.
I'm just saying. I never had aspirations to start my own company.
We got aspirations for you.
This is where partnerships come in.
Everybody doesn't want to own their own business.
Exactly. If everybody wanted to own their own business, there would be no employees.
Right.
He needs to own his own business because
he can own it. He can be the owner and he can still choose to work in it.
Therefore, Jay got to own his IT business. Therefore,
we can't start our own.
We'll start a business and you have IT. That's it. You'll be our employee.
Basically. Now you
want to work for you.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. You don't want to work for yourself. Work with us.
No. I'm working with you.
No.
Right. But everybody on that agreement.
Right. You working for me, man. Your checks ain't gonna look how my checks. I'm gonna make sure
that. Damn fool.
I'm gonna make sure that
this company is going in the ground.
Nah, that's what shit.
I will put some ransomware on your network, and it's over for that company.
But that's what people partner. So like you would be the CEO, he would be the CTO, and if you good at finance, you'd be CFO. Boom, you got a company. You focus on technology. You focus on the business and
You don't
sales.
see it that
you
way.
focus on
I
finance.
see it that way.
If
but I
you
don't know
want
if
to
wanna do
partner,
it.
partnering, doing a partnership is something
He's
totally
not gonna be
different.
my partner. He's gonna be working for
Yeah,
me.
you gonna
No,
be
he's
a
not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
You're missing it
He's gonna be
completely.
working for
If you don't want
owner-
to, if you don't want to own your own business, then you're not gonna take it like you want it. Like we want you to take it. You gonna take.
I'm gonna
it
take
like
anything serious when my money's involved in it. So it doesn't matter.
Oh,
It
so
doesn't-
you have no problem with putting money up?
Yeah.
I have no problem with owning a business. I just said it never was my aspiration to own
They
one.
need to start being.
Why?
Because
If I wanted to own a business, I'd have went for school for business.
No. We trying to get to this bag. You holding up process. You holding up progress.
I don't know anything that you are. You went to school for
You
this.
tripping.
You know this. You know the field of business. So why is it a problem
Every
for
business
me?
is different. So
You
I
come to
don't
me
know
when
the
you
You in the money making
Look,
field.
this is real easy.
You in a money making
Why does he
field.
need to start a business? If I said I'm looking for a CEO, no risk, run the company.
Go run the company, Jay. Go run the company.
I just need you to be
This is
some
what
information of
I
power.
need somebody I trust.
This is what
I
company-
know. I'm be like Markel. What Jay ass is fucking up.
You know, Kels is like fire.
I know that's right. I know that's your man's and all.
Motherfucking
But
cat meme.
So, yeah,
Get his
it's-
ass out of here.
entrepreneurship is
what
not for
Conjuring
everybody.
does. See, we just got
Yeah.
your whole CEO position. Company's
Yeah.
worth over $1 million.
That's what partners
We
do.
already know the company.
We do
How
know
long
that.
ago did you get that?
That was in 2015.
You know, that's
Yeah.
inflation. At
Yeah,
least
I
that's
think
$5
it's 3,
million
yeah,
now.
5, 6, 10. If someone was offering to pay $1 million, someone else would offer to pay 5.
I'm not
So-
selling though. It's not happening.
Exactly. We got
So,
the new CEO
That's
right
what I
here.
said.
I
You
wish
just need,
Steph
that's
would
what
just
that's what
get
we
on
keep
board.
messing up. We all trying to do the same thing. We all trying to do it individually. Partner up.
I'm gonna lock Jay in the room and play Omerta 30 times. Then you gonna come out and you gonna want to own some shit.
No.
Play all Jay-Z for 30 hours and
Right.
you gonna come out wanting to be a business owner. God damn it.
It ain't for everybody.
It's
It's a lot of risk.
it's
That shit is
not-
hard work. It's a lot of risk. It's a lot of late nights. It's stress. It's all of it. And not everybody want that.
You can only get the bag by taking
So nobody.
risks.
Some
I don't
people.
know. Legal
Some people
or
want to get
illegal,
their check,
legal
come
or
home,
illegal,
and that's it, and
legal
be
or
okay.
illegal, you gotta take risks to get money.
You don't.
I
There's CEOs that's making more than all of us. All of us entrepreneurs put together.
know that, but I'm saying, but like anything worth having, you gotta take the risk if you want to be like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel. You win the business for yourself. That was a risk.
Yeah.
Turned out good for you. Fucking $1 million, multi-million company
Wait, so
you got.
that was your first
Yeah.
business?
So this is right. Yeah. So this is the first business. Now I'm open. I'm going into a new venture with real estate.
Oh, so you really
Yeah.
like come back and say most entrepreneurs they have at least like 2 or 3 businesses before they find one that succeeds. Your first one,
I
out
know,
the
right?
gate.
It took a lot of hard work though. Like I said, it's definitely not for everybody. It took a lot of shit. Like it took a lot of food stamps. It took a lot of
wrong
oodles and
with those.
noodles. It took a lot of So
Let's just focus on the money.
right, he just want to hear the
You
good
give people
stuff.
the real shit.
Don't give people the real stuff.
He just it took a lot.
I guess so. What's the struggle? I guess the most memorable struggle. How did you get over that with doing business for yourself?
Ooh, the most memorable struggle. We lost. My prime lost a contract, which means the sub also lost the contract.
Yikes.
And I was banking on that because I was.
Right.
So that was my biggest mistake, putting all my eggs in one basket. Yeah.
But, okay.
So I had all my eggs in that one government contract, and once that was gone, I had an office over there on 16th Street by the White House,
getting money.
getting money.
Getting
Right?
to it.
But when everything was going good, that government contract allowed me to grow the company. But when it fell through, it was like all hell broke loose, and that's why I realized the importance of lines of credit.
When we gonna
Yeah.
when you gonna go back to these government
Never.
these government contracts, man? Just bring me in.
Never.
I'll start bidding on them. That we can get.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, if I had the staff, if I hired someone who specialized in government contracts and that's what they wanted to do, but I still wouldn't feel right because I like to be involved. I like to meet my customers. I like to know my customers, even though I'm not the one doing the work. They need to know who I am. They need to know who this company is run by. That's very important for me.
I'm about to come in there and change the whole business model.
No, you can't give him the keys.
Exactly.
You cannot give him
That's
the keys.
why I didn't even consider him.
Don't give him the keys
I
at
tell
all.
He be the soul. He be
I
the
tell
soul.
all the time,
be the
man.
soul.
Get the government contract.
I love it. Yeah, so it's a difference. You chasing money because government. I don't have time for government. If I'm
Jay.
trying to do real estate,
Your business is going. Hey,
hey, add
your
on the
business,
government division.
Government, man.
I'm on.
I
Hey,
got you.
add on the government division.
Bring you right in.
Uh-huh.
Right under me.
Exactly. You doing contracts.
Right under me.
All right, so let's get to some fuck shit right quick. So, all right, money's coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Money's coming in.
You strike me as the tricking type. Is that true?
Strike me.
What's the love life?
Is it like in the blood or
Is that
something?
what I say? Is it in the blood?
Nah, I don't do
And
no
we can get
tricking.
into some
I had my tricking moment. But no, I've been in relationships since high school. I had my tricking moment though.
Yeah,
It was
about that?
no, it was ridiculous.
Oh,
No,
It's an ignorance.
no, I'm not even putting the
Take a
time. I'm not putting
Take
the
a sip.
time on it. Just know that it happened. All my real friends out there know exactly what was going on.
We your real friends.
No, you're not.
The people.
You're not. Some things got to be private. And that moment.
All right, just tell us how big the expense was.
Oh, we ain't go under. I'm gonna say that.
What you mean?
Like
You
we
tell
still
us you ain't go
profitable.
under doesn't tell us what's
I
under.
don't know what y'all want from me.
We need prices.
I need to know what was bought.
We need the tea.
That
What
was
you
the
got?
problem. I wasn't keeping track. It was just blowing it. It was
Oh.
ridiculous.
Just blowing money.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So,
All right.
there ain't no number. I have no idea.
It's
So-
that high.
Right,
It's
I
just
didn't.
that high.
But did you die? Like that's, you know,
So what's love life like now? You out here looking for love still?
I'm always looking for love. I'm a
You a
Libra.
relationship person?
I'm a relationship person. I love being in a relationship.
I be
If with the right person though, like that's key for me. With the right person,
I
like
be forgetting that
yeah.
low key that she's still a woman sometimes. Cause sometimes she be saying something. I be
What?
like, man, shut up, Tay. I be like, if you
Right.
don't man up.
Right, he be right.
I be like,
He be wanting me to give the whole hardcore. I ain't that friend.
I be like, if
You won't know about that.
You know, man, you should be.
Nah, you won't know about
you
that.
and Erica, I be forgetting
Yeah.
sometimes, a lot of the time. But we, what did we talk about one day in the blue room? Oh, I think did I tell y'all this about like how like kind of I don't know the right terminology
need?
here.
Uh-huh.
Like help me out here.
Nope, I'm letting you just
Brown, no lifeguard. We're not throwing you no.
Lesbians.
pick a letter.
Lesbians.
There's multiple.
Lesbians
Uh-huh.
don't like to date bisexual women.
It's
Can you break that down?
So it's a preference. I think that when a lesbian doesn't want to date a bisexual woman, it's a fear of being, I guess, not enough, right?
Right.
Because think about it. Yeah, you a lesbian, you will never have a penis. Let's be fucking real.
But
You will
their
never
penis works all
have
the
a
time.
penis. If a woman likes dick, if she likes just penis, there's nothing you can do to compete with that. I don't care how big your strap is.
So the plastic.
So it
doesn't please
depends on the
everyone.
woman. Some bisexuals strictly like penis, and there's nothing you can do about that. There's some bisexuals who it doesn't matter what your sex is. They may date one person at one time, one person at another time. But I think it's the hoes that scare everybody, because you can't compete with that. Let's be realistic.
Niggas say I can't
So
get
it's a simple question: do you like dick or do you like penetration?
But I'm just, because on the other side, on this side of the grass, we were like, how can we compete with y'all? Like,
you can't.
We were thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
Going through
You
9
can't.
hours.
So
9 hours
that's where bisexual gets a little tricky, because it's like, damn, the men. Most of the men may like it, but some men also like a little, like, damn.
I can
You
lose
could
my
also
bitch.
be fucking
Yeah,
two
two of
bitch,
it.
right?
You could be introduced me to your side bitch.
Exactly. And I would never know.
Never have a clue. Never have a clue.
So I think it's the unknown. It's like some people's fear of freedom. So it is, for me, it's not necessarily the sexuality. I used to say I would never date a bisexual, but I've dated a bisexual before. But it's really just about the person. Like,
Right.
are you a hoe or not? Do you like dick? It's real simple.
Simple.
Do you like
Simple.
Real fucking
Black and
simple.
white.
Right? I can give you penetration. I can't give you dick. It's
that-
real simple.
Like, is that conversation like had like when you first started talking to a girl?
Nah, you gotta get to know her.
You just got to feel the situation out.
Yeah.
okay, cool. So which one did you find yourself the more of the hoes? The straight, the ones that were lesbians with you, or
All females are hoes
Oh,
if they want to be hoes. It don't matter what their sexuality is. You can be a straight hoe, a lesbian hoe, a bisexual hoe, a feminine hoe, a dominant hoe.
No,
All the
only-
rest of the letters. If you want to be a hoe, you gonna be a hoe.
Thing I get jealous.
True.
of.
want to be a hoe?
You
gonna
won't be a hoe.
Thing I
Wanna
get
be one?
Thing I get jealous of. She can fuck all the bitches she want, and I had to worry about nobody being pregnant.
At all.
That's just a
At all.
luxury,
Right.
That's just a
I
luxury.
But she
ain't
got to worry about all of them falling in love with her.
That's true.
It's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know, but it's a couple out here that really just want to fuck, and
Sheesh.
that's it.
I've heard a stereotype that it's just like lesbians just fall in love with like every 3 months they're in another relationship,
Yes.
loving somebody else.
That's why
Like,
I just said
deep
I've
in
been in
love every-
relationships all my fucking life. Hey, my therapist is working on me. Relax. Yeah.
Nah, she is a
It's called
relationship
U-hauling.
person, though.
Yeah,
Deep in love
yeah,
every
yeah.
6
So it's
months.
called U-hauling. It's like lesbians. They fucking meet, they U-haul it, they move in together, then they get a dog.
Yep.
Yeah, and I look back in my life and was like, God damn it.
Got the dog.
Got the single mom.
Move in, check.
Love the son.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so it's the same shit, just different sexes.
Yeah,
That's it.
So who figures out which I want to eat?
Nope. Well, definitely not me, because I'm a fucking Libra and I can't decide ever. I hate deciding.
We
what I wanna
really
eat
be
dinner.
at your house sometime and
Yeah.
like
It's
all our
horrible.
friends are lesbians.
we
Ain't
was
nobody
just
listen. I'm
literally-
the only nigga. I
we
be
was
there-
just
I be-
arguing.
I be
Like,
forgetting that they.
Erica left us because we couldn't figure out what to eat. Like Erica left.
I be
Like,
in
she
there.
was
They,
like,
it's
fuck it.
all of we all like drunk and shit in the blue room watching music videos. Then
The
we
blue room
hungry.
is her house.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we're
I thought it
hungry.
was a club. So
I mean, I wouldn't have known. I just
Exactly.
And sometimes,
We knew.
yeah.
Oh,
Y'all
sorry.
been there before?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it's
Yes.
called the blue room.
Oh yeah, I mean the downstairs.
Okay.
So we down there, and then like they like that for like an hour. They just kept saying they hungry. I'm like, y'all really just? I wasn't hungry. Like,
It's
nobody's
to the
gonna
point
figure out
where
what
I'm
they
just
wanna
like,
eat.
fuck, I'm just not gonna eat. Or now it's lunchtime. Now I gotta figure out. Now I gotta figure out for lunch. I've been trying to
Oh,
decide
my.
breakfast for 3 hours. So it ain't got nothing to do with my sex. Like I don't know. It's for me. I hate deciding. I guess the Libra thing. Yeah, I would appreciate if somebody can just be like, we're having spaghetti. Cool, spaghetti it is.
You cool with that?
Spaghetti it is.
Direction.
I can deal with that.
So how you feel about kind of like, you know how they say, well, you're gang, 'cause you know you're in the gang, the LGBTQ thing. You guys are a gang.
I ain't in nobody gang. I dropped out that world.
Well, you can't drop out.
Yes,
Do
you
that.
can.
I don't think that's how it works.
I think that's for life.
All right, I'm gonna say some conscious ignorant shit. All right, I don't want to be in that world no more because we got too many fucking letters. So I know how y'all feel trying to understand the fucking letters. I don't quite understand. I love all of y'all. I promise I do. Like
all of us.
no
'cause
shade
you're
be you.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
No shade be you. But it's like it's really fucking. I don't even know. Somebody dating one girl. She told me she was asexual. So now I gotta go Google what the fuck asexual is. I don't know what the fuck asexual is. So I gotta decide if I want to even continue talking to you.
You like that
I'm
shit
like-
sound nasty. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck
Is that?
That sounds like butt play.
Man, so
I've heard
like,
asexual, pansexual.
pansexual, this
Sapios.
transsexual, this sapios.
So what was the
So many.
asexual thing?
I don't even remember because I knew that I was just no.
Right
But
then,
I think
yeah.
it was. I think it was. I don't even want to get it wrong because the community, like you said, is a gang.
It
We
will
will
jump
turn on each other.
quick.
But I just knew that it was something I wasn't comfortable with, and that's my preference. Nothing wrong with that.
Right,
Like I
right.
can. That's the thing. Like people be getting fucked up. Like no, you can have your preference. Just because you have a preference, don't mean you're a phobia. Like I don't have no problem with you at all. Be you, love you.
Yeah.
I just am not attracted to that. You know,
Right,
or
right,
you know,
right.
I don't see myself being in a relationship with that, and that's okay.
Okay.
Yes,
that.
we're in the world of all inclusion.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to be included. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but so did
I
you
think
watch?
we're obsessed with labels.
yeah.
Did you watch the
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle joint when he got like a lot of backlash for like his jokes towards the?
See, but I don't think.
I think comedians should be exempt.
Oh,
That's
for
just how I
sure.
feel.
Right.
Yeah.
From
Like,
race, sex,
Yeah, like
and
somebody,
politics.
this fucking world is so fucking sensitive. Somebody just has to say whatever the fuck they want.
All right, so
They gotta say what some of us are thinking.
I'm
Right.
There's sometimes
You ain't no goddamn comedian.
Do you see some stuff and you be like, all right, y'all like tripping, y'all being too sensitive right now?
Hell
Well, you see-
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
alright.
yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, yeah, I guess I can see that.
Yeah, but it's some stuff that depend on your generation
Because
too,
I
as
like
far
you.
as what you like. Like you can't ever call me a dyke. I punch you in your fucking face.
Is that?
Yeah,
that's cool.
because it was
Yeah, that's-
derogatory. It was used. It was used like nigga. You know, it was used like nigga back in the day. So yeah, like no.
So,
Yeah.
what's the history behind that?
I don't know. All I know is
You just know it. I don't like it.
all I know is back in the day, the y'all motherfucking heteros, motherfucking heteros used to run around calling motherfuckers dykes like they was saying nigger. So yeah,
Hardy
so,
y'all.
yeah.
I Big Bird.
Nick
I
Bird.
thought
Yeah.
Dykes was like the.
Yeah,
But
I
it
know
was the same
right
thing.
way.
No, it was the same thing. You know, they took it back, so now you have Bull Dyke. That's like I think that's like the white ladies with like the ride the Harleys and shit.
Oh.
They call each other Bull. I think that's like old school shit though.
Okay.
Don't quote me on none of this. I am not the LGBTQA
dictionary for
XYZ
this.
expert
It
at
was
all.
crazy.
You did not speak for the
I do
whole.
not speak for the community. Let's put that disclaimer out there.
I didn't know that
This
was
is what
derogatory.
I feel. My conscious ignorance.
I just thought that was just another term for them. I would
I was
never.
No, fuck
In
no.
my head, I always thought Dykes was like the man in the relationship.
Yeah, that's what
That's what I thought it
he
was.
So
I thought
that
it
is
was
Dom.
Yeah,
Dom,
Dom.
stud,
Yeah.
dominant female. There's so many fucking labels. Just I am Tay to you _ Follow me on Instagram. Plug it. Now don't follow that one. Follow Real Estate Shantae. I'm professional today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real
Yeah.
estate.
Real Estate Shantae at Your Way IT Solutions.
Oh well, y'all got.
I might not accept you on Tay to you if I don't know you. So
Gotta keep that
Yeah.
that life separate.
yeah,
Yeah, like
absolutely.
business
You
and
gotta
personal.
have your business and your personal separate.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, now we got that ignorance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
had to squeeze something.
Some
I
of
really,
it.
You got
I really
that in
used to be
there.
at
Come
your
on.
house because I'd be
Cause
like,
I'm about to be late.
oh, I really be at her house and I'd be like, well, I don't know how I should ask this guy. Such a, bear with me here.
Man, just
Get all the questions you want to
Safe
ever
space.
had.
Throw it out there.
Facts. But I mean, y'all got any more questions for?
No. Your Way IT Solutions.
Yes.
Next CEO.
Your Way IT Solutions.
Now he got ambitions.
Right. There
Pulling
you
up
go.
now.
You know,
Seven
partnership.
figures.
No, I actually am hiring like right now.
We
So.
talking.
Oh yeah,
Real
you
life.
hiring? Go ahead.
I am.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh yeah.
What
So
positions?
Your Way IT Solutions, we are hiring for executive assistant. Finally, for me, like it's that time. Service desk, Office 365 administrators, or anyone who do migrations, and then part-time network systems admins. And on the real estate side, if y'all looking for a house, you're looking to sell your house, looking to buy a house, looking to rent a house, definitely, or even invest. You know, you may still live at home and then invest in some stuff, and then now you got extra money coming in. So that's the thing. Your first home you buy don't even have to be the house you live in. Some people just buy to invest, and that's okay as well. So you want the gems? Come on through.
Where do they where if they want to go? I guess put the resume in the jobs. Where do they find these jobs posted? Are they on your website? Are
Yep.
they on?
So you can go to yourwayitsolutions.com, click on careers, and then you'll see all the latest positions that we have posted.
Sounds good.
All right, there you have it here, folks. That's that'll be the episode. This be out Wednesday, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. You got any, next week? Who's gonna be next week?
Barack.
All
Brock will
so
be here next week.
All right, we'll have another guest next week for Entrepreneur Month. Thanks for listening, y'all. We see y'all next week.
All right.